Hey, what's up, guys? Steve here. And thanks again to everyone for all the continued support on the channel. And we'll kick today's list off at number 50 with this 1988 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 17. This was an SGC 9 that received 15 bids, and it sold for $276. Up next at number 49 is this 1994 Collector's Choice International French Gold Michael Jordan, card number 402. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $300 even. Coming in at number 48 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Upper Deck Mr. June 35 points, card number MJ4. This was a PSA 10 that received 11 bids, and it sold for $312. And we're headed back to the 1980s at number 47 with Michael Jordan's 1987 Fleer sticker, sticker number 2. This was a PSA 8 that received 8 bids, and it also sold for $312. Up next at number 46 is Michael Jordan's 1987 Bulls Edmonds, card number 23. This blank back variation was in a BGS 9 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $324. Coming in at number 45 is this 1994 Skybox Emotion Intense Michael Jordan, card number N3. This was a BGS 9 that received 6 bids, and it sold for $336. And we get a pretty rare Jordan at number 44 with this 1989 CBS Fox cloth promo Come Fly With Me video. This was a BGS 8 that received 28 bids, and it sold for $348. Coming in at number 43 is Michael Jordan's 1994 Collector's Choice Gold Signature Checklist, card number 420. This was a PSA 8 that received 30 bids, and it sold for $348. Up next at number 42 is this 1992 Stadium Club Michael Jordan Members Only Beam Team, card number 1. This was an SGC 7 that received 12 bids, and it sold for $348. Coming in at number 41 is Michael Jordan's 1988 Panini Spanish sticker, sticker number 285. This was a PSA 8 that received 22 bids, and it also sold for $348. And kicking off the top 40 of today's list is this 1993 Stadium Club Michael Jordan Members Only Beam Team, card number 4. This was a BGS 8.5 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $360. Up next at number 39 is this 1992 Ultra All-NBA Michael Jordan, card number 4. This was a PSA 10 that received 21 bids, and it sold for $372. Coming in at number 38 is this 1992 Topps Gold Michael Jordan, card number 141. This gold parallel was in a PSA 10 that received 17 bids, and it sold for $384. Up next at number 37 is this 1991 Nike High Flying 89 Michael Jordan and Spike Lee, card number 2. This was a PSA 10 that received 20 bids, and it sold for just over $400. Up next at number 36 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Upper Deck Skylights, card number 466. This was a PSA 10 that received 58 bids, and it sold for $444. Coming in at number 35 is this 1990 Hoops Michael Jordan, card number 65. This was a PSA 10 that received 42 bids, and it also sold for $444. And we're headed back to the 1980s for the next few cards, starting at number 34 with this 1987 NBA Michael Jordan, card number 56. This was a PSA 4 that received 24 bids, and it sold for $456. Coming in at number 33 is this 1988 NBA Michael Jordan, card number 11. This was a PSA 4 that received 53 bids, and it sold for $516. Up next at number 32 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Upper Deck Mr. June MJ's High Five, card number MJ2. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $516. Coming in at number 31 is this 1993 Ultra All-NBA Michael Jordan, card number 2. This was a PSA 10 that received 35 bids, and it sold for $540. And kicking off the top 30 of today's list is this 1992 Fleer All-Stars Michael Jordan, card number 6. This was a PSA 9 that received 30 bids, and it sold for $540. Up next at number 29 is Jordan's 1992 Upper Deck 15,000 Point Club, card number PC4. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $588. Coming in at number 28 is this 1991 Tough Stuff Junior Michael Jordan, card number 6. This was a PSA 10 that received 29 bids, and it sold for $630. Up next at number 27 is this 1993 Topps Gold Michael Jordan, card number 23. This was a PSA 10 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $630. And we're headed back to the late 1980s at number 26 with Michael Jordan's 1989 Kenner starting lineup one-on-one, card number 5. This was a BGS 9 that received 56 bids, and it sold for $630. Coming in at number 25 is this 1988 Basket 16 hand-cut Michael Jordan, card number 14. This was a PSA 5 that received 31 bids, and it sold for $630. And we get another oddball card at number 24 with this 1993 Sports Card Review Value Line Prime Picks Michael Jordan, card number 16. This hand-cut Jordan was in a PSA 9 that received 53 bids, and it also sold for $630. Coming in at number 23 is this 1990 Fleer All-Stars Michael Jordan, card number 5. This was a PSA 10 that received 20 bids, and it sold for just short of $700. Up next at number 22 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Stadium Club First Day issue, card number 169. This was a PSA 9 that received 42 bids, and it sold for $720. Coming in at number 21 is this 1994 SP Championship Playoff Heroes Michael Jordan, card number P2. This die cut was in a PSA 10 that received 32 bids, and it sold for $750. And kicking off the top 20 of today's list is Michael Jordan's 1992 Fleer Team Leader card, card number 4. This was a PSA 9 that received 30 bids, and it sold for $780. Up next at number 19 is this 1992 Upper Deck Michael Jordan, card number 453. This was a PSA 10 that received 31 bids, and it sold for $780. Coming in at number 18 is this 1990 Action-Packed Promos Gold Michael Jordan. This was a PSA 8 that received 19 bids, and it also sold for $780. Up next at number 17 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Fleer Sharpshooter, card number 3. This was a PSA 10 that received 26 bids, and it sold for $840. Coming in at number 16 is this 1993 Stadium Club Michael Jordan Beam Team, card number 4. This was a PSA 9 that received 39 bids, and it also sold for $840. Up next at number 15 is Michael Jordan's 1994 Collector's Choice Gold Signature, card number 402. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $870. And we're headed back to the 1980s at number 14 with this 1987 hand-cut Michael Jordan, card number 32. This was a PSA 5 that received 57 bids, and it sold for $870. Coming in at number 13 is Michael Jordan's 1987 Fleer sticker with sticker number 2. This was a BGS 9 that received 18 bids, and it sold for $990. Up next at number 12 is this 1994 Stadium Club Members Only 50 Michael Jordan, card number 20. This was a PSA 10 that received 60 bids, and it also sold for just short of $1,000. Coming in at number 11 is Michael Jordan's 1988 Panini Spanish sticker, sticker number 76. This was a PSA 9 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $1,080. Up next is this 1991 Fleer Pro Visions Michael Jordan, card number 2. This was a PSA 10 that received 27 bids, and it sold for $264. Also up for auction was Jordan's 1989 Fleer sticker with sticker number 3. This was a PSA 9 that received 26 bids, and it sold for $210. Up next is Jordan's base card from the inaugural 1989 Hoops basketball set with card number 200. This was a PSA 10 that received 22 bids, and it sold for just short of $200. For our fourth bonus card, I ran across this 1988 Kenner starting lineup Michael Jordan, card number 40. This was a BGS 9 that received 16 bids, and it sold for $174. Up next is this 1992 Topps Archives Gold Michael Jordan, card number 52. This gold parallel was in a SGC 9 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $150. For our sixth bonus card, I ran across Michael Jordan's 1991 Hoops USA card, card number 579. This was a PSA 10 that received 9 bids, and it sold for $132. Up next is this 1991 Skybox Michael Jordan, card number 39. This was a PSA 10 that received 23 bids, and it sold for $105.60. And for our eighth and final bonus card, one that sold for under $100, we get this 1992 Topps Michael Jordan, card number 141. This was a PSA 10 that received 13 bids, and it sold for $88.80. And kicking off the top 10 of today's list is Michael Jordan's 1992 Upper Deck MVP hologram, card number 4. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 42 bids, and it sold for $1,230. Up next at number 9 is Michael Jordan's base card from the 1989 Fleer basketball set with card number 21. This was a PSA 10 that received 14 bids, and it sold for $1,290. Coming in at number 8 is this 1987 Fleer Michael Jordan, card number 59. This was a BGS 9 that received 54 bids, and it sold for $1,380. Up next at number 7 is this 1994 Topps embossed Michael Jordan Golden Idols, card number 121. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 25 bids, and it sold for $1,590. Coming in at number 6 is this 1993 Upper Deck Johnny Kilroy, card number JK1. This was a PSA 10 that received 43 bids, and it sold for $2,250. And kicking off the top 5 of today's list is this 1990 Action Pack Promo Gold Michael Jordan, card number 3. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 33 bids, and it sold for $3,480. Up next at number 4 is Michael Jordan's 1992 Fleer Total D insert with card number 5. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 31 bids, and it sold for just short of $4,000. Coming in at number 3 is this 1993 Ultra Michael Jordan Scoring Kings, card number 5. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 29 bids, and it sold for $7,200. Up next at number 2 is Michael Jordan's 1994 Collector's Choice Gold Signature, card number 240. This was a PSA 10 that received 43 bids, and it sold for $7,500. And topping off today's list at number 1 is Michael Jordan's 1993 Finest Refractor, card number 1. This was a BGS 9.5 that received 20 bids, and it sold for $8,700. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.